In the summer of 2017, I set off to discover the people of the Pacific Northwest. My first destination, Portland, Oregon. My fourth conversation, with the owner and workers of a marijuana store.
Welcome to Stoney Only Dispensary, a retail dispensary located here in the state. Our university and college where people from around the United States can come into Portland Amsterdam University. And in a simple weekend, we'll teach you all about the cannabis industry and what we know about growing and production and running retail operations.
You can get a degree in
Absolutely.
Marijuana growing.
That's correct. We've been in business for 18 years here legally in the state of Oregon. Probably 3 to 4% of our sales at the store at this time are medical.
So business boomed, has boomed in the last year.
It absolutely has. And when this pendulum swings from the recreational side back to the medical side, it's going to be even more exciting for us. Cannabis products are geared towards being able to alleviate pain and do many more things. And because of that, we're anxious to get this into the hands of our physicians. We've developed 27 strains. 2 of our strains, the the P91 and the Rex, were designed as a morphine replacement. We work with the major hospice centers here, and we also work with many of the Mayo clinics. We get referrals from all around the United States in regards to our cannabis therapeutics. If you have a child with seizures, there's no question that all you have to do is meet us one time and we can show you a cannabis therapeutics using the whole plant extract oils that will absolutely stop that child's seizures right now.
Do some physicians think your claims are overboard?
Of course, some physicians think that our claims are overboard. The United States is very far behind in the study of cannabis therapeutics. The only reason I'm really in this business is because of my better half, Stony girl, Jennifer Valley. She was a 4th stage cancer patient. She was a textbook case for the cancer type that she had. And when I met her, she was basically given last rites. And that was, gosh, over 18 years ago. So we've had such a successful case with her that we've been able to show that to other patients and have those kinds of experiences and have that kind of support. Here in Oregon, you're allowed to grow 6 plants for yourself, and that's all. So our biggest goal to achieve was, how do we, with only 6 plants, how do we have consistent supply of medicine that works? How can we have a consistent supply? So one of the things that we did was to create strains that were...
Who is your average customer?
Most people would think that it would be the young college-age person riding up on the skateboard and jumping in here and grabbing some weed. Quite the opposite. Our statistics show us that the average patient that comes in here is 57 years old and has never used cannabis before in their life. Even in the conservative church groups, you'll hear the elderly people sitting around and talking about, you know, I did a little bit of cannabis topical and I don't have that rheumatism on my hand anymore. And telling their friends, and they're finding out, and they're coming in and asking those questions. The edibles that we have here are everything from the hard candies all the way down to the gummy bears. We have some fantastically great chocolate bars that actually taste like chocolate. We have some really awesome chefs and entrepreneurs out there that are doing some great things.
Do you think it's inconsistent that they crack down on flavored cigarettes, but then they allow for candy-flavored marijuana products?
I see inconsistencies in that when we have the liquor market that has every flavor of vodka you can possibly imagine, and more coming. Let's have some parental responsibility. My parents certainly had alcohol in the house when I was growing up, but that didn't mean that they allowed me to have it any time that I would like it. I'm a firm believer in decriminalizing all drugs, and I think we've seen from other places such as Denmark and places in Europe where that's been very, very effective. Certainly making it illegal doesn't keep it away from people. If you don't have a retail store that's well regulated, then they're going to be going to that dope dealer around the corner. The dealers were actually some of the first people we had to kind of compete against when we first opened our medical stores prior to even the recreational scene. What we found was in many small towns, when we'd go in to put us a dispensary in, we'd actually approach the city or county and get their blessing or at least their acceptance. And we were before a city council or a county council, The people who came in to testify against us were not the principal of the school or the drug rehab people, they were the local dope dealers. And frankly, it was because they didn't want to lose their $320 an ounce, say down at a coastal town where they were used to getting that.
Do they have influence?
You know, it's odd because some of these people are people who would never come out in public for any reason whatsoever, and it was just so strange to see them there in public. And obviously they weren't very good at public speaking because of that, so it never went well for them. They either have to continue what they're doing, and now they have some valid competition, or they have to come into our industry. One of the things that we've been really proud of doing at our university is having people who have been working black market all their lives and being able to come into an existing real life. They don't want to be illegal. Most people don't want to do this and have to worry about it. We've seen a decrease in street crime, especially in neighborhoods and areas where we've installed dispensaries.
Has there been a rise in marijuana use since legalization?
You know, I think that's kind of twofold, in that we could probably never have gotten an honest answer. It's certainly more evident that there's more use of it. Whether there actually is or not could be debated. However, I would think in general, yes, only because of the general acceptance of people finding out that this is a tool that may mitigate their pain or arthritis. We're allowed to do home delivery service now here in Oregon. We're going to be starting that in the next couple of weeks. And I look at that home delivery service in being geared towards that judge or that lawyer or someone who could never pull into our parking lot, the professional sports player. And we certainly know there are a lot of judges and lawyers and sports players that utilize cannabis.
Do you ever question your path of opening these dispensaries when you see someone coming in who clearly is a pothead and is making poor choices with their life by spending way too much money on marijuana, by not being employed and losing their job because they're a truck driver, or just using marijuana irresponsibly? Do you ever think, man, what am I doing contributing to this problem?
You know, I don't believe that we're contributing to a problem of an individual's abuse of whether it's food or whether it's buying too many shoes or whatever it may be, not paying your bills but going out and buying a new motorcycle. There's a lot of different problems in life that individuals have, and I think that that's on an individual basis. What is abuse of cannabis and who needs it and who doesn't is not really my judgment call. It should be between that person and their physician, or that person and themselves and their family. That's the unique thing about this business, is I can't wait to get here the next day to see the miracles that happen. It's quite the opposite. Cannabis is a positive kind of product, and we're very good about explaining what its methodologies and uses are so that the customer can actually get the result that they're looking for.
Are you familiar with a lot of the products here?
Yes.
Are you a user yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Not much of the flower itself, but more of the oils.
When you say flower, what does that mean?
Like the fruits of the bud.
So pot.
Yes.
What people would call pot.
Yes, pot, cannabis, actual buds.
I smell that from here, although the camera cannot.
This is definitely one of the top sellers right now, is the lemon kush.
The day it was open for everyday use,
Correct.
was there like a line out there?
Yep.
Yes, always. Well, I remember one guy in particular that came in, he was so afraid to come in. He was like, oh no, I'm gonna get in trouble. This is illegal where I'm at. And he was afraid for us to hand it to him. And he was definitely afraid to even take the bag. He thought he was gonna get arrested right when he walked outside.
Do you have a lot of out-of-state people come in?
Yes, we're definitely a tourist stop.
It's not more money than they probably spend to their dealer.
They're probably spending way less than they are at home.
So does that make you feel good?
Yes, definitely makes me feel awesome being able to give people good medicine for a good price. What brought me here is the Brave Michaela story for Stoney Only.
It's me, Brave Michaela, again. I just wanted to tell you how my cannabis makes me feel. It makes me feel tired, like rest time tired. It makes me have the munchies. Mike
was able to cure Michaela with his Stony Girl oil, and she had thyroid cancer, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a Viceland video on YouTube, and that's what drug me in here.
Now we're going to take this mixture of alcohol and oil, and we're going to go ahead and pour it right directly into our Fry Daddy.
You guys grow your own strains,
Yeah, we have our own land.
and you are the scientist.
No, I'm just a grower. I've been his grower since they started.
Yeah, he's created
Wow.
all these strains.
All of these strains,
All these strains over
I
here.
grow
So
them.
these are your babies?
Yeah.
Are you proud of them?
Oh, yeah.
It's a legacy.
It sure is. We're not in it for the money. We're more in it for helping people and keeping the costs down.
Do you use marijuana?
I do.
Does it interfere with...
Not a bit. Matter of fact, I dropped out of medical school and went into computer science, assisted in developing the tablet PC and programs for the tablet PC to allow the government to do self-assessments for Americans with Disability Act. I would smoke a joint on the steps of the capitals. I went in and hacked on their computers. I was a specialist for that. The fact of the matter is that if it weren't for cannabis, I probably would never sleep. I'd probably work 24/7. Therefore, it's been a preventative maintenance measure for me to be able to maintain a lifestyle of not having stomach ulcers, of not being over anxious, etc.
Did you smoke today?
I did. In fact, I just smoked probably 10 minutes ago.